with dessert. This is something that will blow you away because it's coming out of the mind of Chef Randy Feltis. It's all about cheesecake.
And it's all about cheating.
And it's all about cheating.
Not only on your diet, but on the baking. Right?
On the whole nine, because you come in here all the time and you blow it away when you do baking segments, but you're not a baker.
I don't like to bake.
Yeah, so you make it really easy and no bake whenever possible.
It's big flavor, right? So there is a little bit of baking. We're going to do the crust as a bake.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it, and this is one of the recipes that are on our menu at the restaurant, is if I get the guys to bake stuff, they're going to overbake it 1 out of 10 times. So my food cost just went up 10%.
Okay.
So they don't bake it, then there's no mistakes, and you'll never throw it out.
Right.
The same thing happens at home. If you do this at home, it's super easy, and you'll never throw it out, which is a good thing.
Okay.
So the crust we're going to start with Oreo crumbs because I mean chocolate is where we're at. A little bit of butter, touch of clarified butter, and then some sugar, right? Yeah. So this is pretty simple. And all you're going to do is you're going to mix this up real tight. And instead of like trying to put it in a cake pan and form it everything else like that, don't do that. Just mix it up. Honestly, chuck it on a baking tray. And there is a little bit of baking. Fire this in the oven for like 10 minutes. Yeah. 350. Bring it out and it'll be crispy, so it's not going to absorb the cheesecake. And then all of a sudden you've got this crumble, which is addictive. Like all day yesterday, I just kept like snacking on it. Yes. It's really good. So keep that away from the kids. Lock that up. Okay. So now we go to the cheesecake. Yes. Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, this is so much fun. Okay, basically we got a lot of cheesecake. We got like 1.5 pounds. It actually helps if you bring this up. There we go. Here we go. See, I'm not very good at this. Right. And we're going to whip this up and we're basically just going to aerate it. So it's cream cheese. Cream cheese, Philadelphia, a little bit of sugar. Okay. The recipe's online. You check it out. What I did is I actually brought the sugar down because we're going to make this really ritzy. We're going to add some ice wine. So this is a good sugar, Tracy. So we get rid of the bad sugar. So you're really not cheating on your diet at all. And like, you know what? Give it the onions. I think everyone's got a bottle of ice wine at home. Yeah. And they don't necessarily know what to do with it. This is a great idea. I also make a killer cocktail, a little ice wine martini. Ooh, nice. Which I'll also put online for that recipe. Because we know ice wine is so nice and sweet. It makes perfect sense to do it in a cocktail or a dessert. Why not add that flavor to it? And it's pretty good on its own in small amounts, right? Yeah. But if you had a small amount the night before and you have some leftovers, now you have something else you can do with it. Absolutely. So once we aerate that cheesecake, check this out. What we're gonna do is take this baby out. It's smelling very good. It's kind of liquefied. It's kind of looking good, right? Mm-hmm. So what we need to add now, there we go, a little balance, is a little bit of vanilla. Hey, how you doing? Okay. This gets a little crazy. Some pink salt. I mean, it doesn't have to be pink, but kosher's nice. And just to like kind of take off that sweetness. And a lot of people don't like, that's kind of strange, but trust me, it'll balance it out. It'll just make it a little bit better. Yeah. And then to aerate it, to actually make it a little bit more airy, we've got some Cool Whip. Ooh. Right? So this is where the air is going to come in, almost like you're making a cheesecake souffle. Yes. Right? Now there's one final touch here. This is kind of like the secret. You ready for this, Trace? Yeah. Take this. What is that? This is a little bit of melted white chocolate. So do you want to just fold that as I go like here? Okay. So now we got like, kind of like the trifecta. We got booze, ice wine, white chocolate, and we got cream cheese. I mean, it really doesn't get any better than this, right? Very nice. We mix that all up. So obviously, when you're going for you're using Inniskillin ice wine here for this recipe, which is nice. If you even do have any leftovers of that, add it to this recipe. But what I like is you're gonna make these little cheesecakes. Yep. You're gonna make personal cheesecakes. Am I folding too much or just enough? You're good, you're good. Okay, all right. We just want to aerate it, so now we got this beautiful mixture. Yeah. Goes into a piping bag, right? Oh, that's a good way to do it. Right. Now, you can do the smaller ones, you can do larger ones. This will keep in your fridge for like at least 2 weeks. You can get ahead of the time too. Yeah. And then what we're gonna do, let's take this baby. Can you freeze this when you're done? Totally freeze this, no problem at all. Right? And we're gonna pipe this in. Oh, yes, Randy. But wait, we're not done yet. But there's more. There is more. Tracy, what is ice wine? It's ice and wine. Very, very good. Basically, it's a certain grape, right? Well, no, they make it out of different grapes. Like there's Riesling and there's Vidals, there's Cabs, that kind of stuff, Cab Francs. But what they do is they wait for the grapes to actually freeze. And so it's later in the season, so a lot of the fruit rots, a lot of fruit falls down, so it doesn't have very high yield. And then they do it at night because they have to harvest it when it's frozen. Yes, and it's so special. Right, so they only get like 8%, which is why it's so expensive, right? Yeah. So it's really quite a delicacy. So if you have an ice wine cheesecake, what you want to do is basically take some frozen grapes as a garnish, right? And we're just gonna watch your fingers. Wow. Watch your fingers, right? Okay. So this is kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is a New Year's Eve kind of thing. This is a birthday thing. I mean, like, you can rock it out on a Monday night. You know, if you got that going on, I mean, that's a pretty good Monday night. But if you have a special occasion, this is where it's at. So we're gonna do one more.
And you're gonna sprinkle on top. This just got fancy.
Here we go, you ready?
It got very fancy.
Oh,
beautiful.
My stars. So basically, this is almost like an ice wine snow cone cheesecake, right? Like
so
that.
nice.
Put that on top of it.
Just gorgeous. Here's what I suggest. I suggest freezing this and doing this as a hostess gift. Do it with the bottle of ice wine, and you are their best friends for life, right?